Hello and welcome. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on this special interview on NewsX. We're in conversation with the team behind the show that is getting the youth all energized and loving it, of course, which is streaming on Amazon Prime Video. We are talking about Jee Karda. जी हाँ, बहुत लोगों का जी करदा ये शो देखना और वो हम देख रहे हैं reviews, numbers और response से. Tamannah and Suhail Nayyar, of course, the actors who you're seeing in the show, and Arunima, the captain of the ship, the director of the show, is also joining us. Welcome, all three of you, to NewsX.
Thank you
Hello,
so much.
thank you there for having us.
So first, let's go straight across to Tamannah on how the response is. Because very often we speak before the release, but this time it's great that we're speaking after the release because you've seen the response for yourself. So what is your first take on it? How did you react to it, and did you expect it?
The response is it's just the first day today for us, so we constantly receiving response, and it's been really positive till now. Definitely knew that people are gonna like it, but of course, how much was something that we were all waiting to find out. What I'm really happy is everyone has found it relatable, because that was a very big reason why, I mean, at least I did the show, because I felt like I immediately connected with the with the series the moment I read it, and the moment I met Arunima and Hussein. Like when they told me the story, I was like, you know what, this sounds like a part of something that I've lived, something that most people in their 30s would have probably gone through or are going through. So I thought that it's a great way to even show just urban Mumbai life, because I think that's not even really been shown as much in in any story format. So yeah, I had every reason to do this. I'm just happy that people are liking it.
Okay, so hey, coming to you next on what, of course, convinced you to do the part. But did you anticipate this kind of response, these kind of reviews, this kind of feedback that is just starting to come in? As Tamannah said, of course, as people watch more episodes and more of the country watches it, you'll of course hear more in the next few days. But your reaction to the response, and did you anticipate it?
So I auditioned for it and I got the part and that's how I came on board.
Yeah.
And I had never done anything like this before. And this is something that, like, I'm from FTI, and when I was studying there, everyone used to tell me that तू तो dude है, तेरे को तो college के roles मिलेंगे, ये मिलेंगे. मैं यहाँ आया, पहली चीज I did was उड़ता पंजाब. Then I did Hotel Mumbai. So I was doing all the dark stuff, and मुझे था यार मैं प्यार कब करूँगा on screen. And that happened with Jee Karda, and now I'm just I'm very happy.
On this call, I can't see Arunima.
I think we've just lost her. Maybe she's seeing some more reviews and feedback that's coming. But I think let's try and get her back in a second. Yes, go ahead, Sohail.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so no, that's okay. So बस यही था कि I'm just getting some responses, some good reviews. So I'm just screenshotting stuff, accumulating all this stuff, and it makes me feel good. Like my family loved it, my friends, they're loving it. So it's all of it is just sinking in, and I really don't expect things. So when life gives you pleasant surprises, it's more welcoming.
I have to ask you because when it comes to, of course, the theater, there's the box office factor there as well. Here, obviously, there's the number of views. But for you, Tamannah, when you have a release on OTT, what is that one thing you look for? Do you look for critic reviews first? Do you look for audience feedback? Do you look at the view count? Or do you look at, your own friends, well-wishers' reactions first? How do you go about it? What matters most?
I think essentially for me, it's always been about, any piece of content eventually reaching the maximum number of people. That's been my endeavor as a creative person. I don't make while I'm making the content, definitely it comes from a space that's true to me, but I still believe that I'm making content for many people. It's not meant for personal consumption, so it is something that's always going to go out into people, And a lot of people, the more the number of people who relate to it, the more successful your piece of content is. And that's essentially my endeavor as an artist. And in box office, it's always been numbers that kind of signify that. And I think with OTT, when a show does well for a platform, the platform knows it's done well for them. And as actors, we get that feedback that, you know what, this is actually done well. Like I've had a show in the past which is done well for a certain platform, and they still talk about it. So it's very validating when the platforms have had a good experience with that particular piece of content that you trusted. And especially this being an Amazon original, of course the platform it is a baby that's born in the platform itself. So yeah, it's wonderful that everyone has had a collective vision for this, and it's all kind of coming together now.
Okay. What about you, Suhail? Of course, you're growing in the industry. As you're saying, you're getting diverse roles now, which you're enjoying doing. But do you look for critics' reviews first? Do you look for the audience response? Do you look for the numbers, which Amazon Prime will perhaps give you in a few days, or is it more your peers, your friends, your loved ones, members of the industry's view?
Yeah, I think it's an amalgamation of everything. So there's a business side of the story where you need numbers, and so you can be a bankable actor. Then there is a creative side of story where you need some validation. It just boosts your confidence. And then there is my personal aspiration that I'm here to be archived for something amazing. So there's this quote that I've read that really that's the motto of my life. I want to be immortal and then die. So I want to create work that will, like our work, like Jee Karda, will live past me.
Like your co-star, Rishi Kapoor ji and Sharma ji Namkeen,
of course,
who passed away, but that work came, so he was immortal because he was, it was on the big screen and he was no more in this world. So yeah.
So it's an amalgamation of everything.
Okay.
तो सब कुछ थोड़ा थोड़ा मिले इस बूफे में हमको.
बिल्कुल. और dishes अभी serve होना चालू हुआ है, तो I'm sure this will continue. And I can see Arunima back with us as well.
Arunima is back.
Yes. Arunima, where had you gone? Did you go because you got a new review or another piece of a screenshot of the feedback of the show? We were all speculating. You're on mute. You'll have to unmute yourself.
My phone died. It is too mundane a reason.
Okay.
That's so cool. That's so millennial a reason. I hate charging my phone.
Like the show. Millennial
show. Yeah, we're true to our script.
Yes, but tell us, Arunima, about this is really your labor of love. So what it feels like now, looking at the feedback, hearing what people have to say. How's it been for you?
It feels good. Overall, I have been excited only about the release more than nervous, because I was trying to do a few things as a filmmaker and as a debut series for me also. So what I wanted was for it to feel breezy and light, for it to feel relatable. And till now, the responses I have got have pointed in that direction. Plus, the music, the songs were a very important part from the conception. I knew that music will drive the narrative very strongly, and the music is also being well received. So yes. I'm in a good space, but it's I'm going to continue to keep monitoring the reactions because we can't be so sure this day one.
Yeah.
True. How was it for you on sets with all of them? Because obviously, is it true that when you're making a romantic comedy like this and, slice of life film like this, a millennial outing like this, you have to have a good vibe on set. You have to have good energy on sets, and that translates for the audience to see. Is that correct or not quite?
Absolutely.
How was it on set?
And is that question to me?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, any kind of filmmaking should be fun at the core of it, because that's why we are doing this. Why did we choose these professions in the first place? Is because they give us happiness. It gives us happiness to make a film, to have a good shot, have a great moment in a performance for the actors. So overall, it's a process that makes us happy. And then if we meet like people who make it fun on a personal level also. By creating lovely friendships, it's like a bonus. So overall, I think the vibe on this set was very much like the show, which is fun and young at heart.
Okay, fantastic. Let's take that to you, Tamanna, on how it was like shooting for you on sets with all of them. A very young, team of actors. As Arunima was saying, it was a fun vibe on sets, and that's obviously translating to what people are seeing on screen. And also, is it easier when you're doing a film like this to switch off, and does it become a bit tougher when you're doing an intense portrayal? Because you don't want to take your character home all the time.
I think for me as an actor, I've done a lot of larger than life parts, and that requires a different kind of skill set and a different kind of personality you need to bring up, and sometimes a lot more conviction to play, because the storylines and everything is it's literally so larger than life that it requires a different kind of conviction altogether. But I think what was important for me while I was playing Lavanya in Jee Karda was that I tried to unlearn as much as I could. I tried not to have any reflection of the work I've done in the past or me as an actor from any of my other movies. I just came as Lavanya. I tried to personalize her as much as I could, because this was a unique opportunity for me to be playing a character that is probably the closest I've played to how I look, or just the kind of background in terms of life that I've had. Like I'm born and brought up in Mumbai, and I've had a friend circle like this. I have a friend circle that is very, very close, and so these things are very personal to me. And I had an opportunity to bring that reflection in Lavanya. So yeah, I tried to do all these things, and I hope people are enjoying the portrayal.
Okay, fantastic. Suhail, taking that across to you, how was it like for you meeting Tamanna for the first time? Your chemistry is being talked about a lot. People are really enjoying it. In fact, there's a lot being talked about your so-called bold scenes as well, which I'm sure you must have read the feedback as well. But how was it like for you the first time you met her? Just taking you back into memory lane.
Yeah, the first time I met her,
मैंने पहले ही बोल दिया पैर पड़ो चलो बड़ों की रिस्पेक्ट करो.
हमारी वर्कशॉप थी और सब लोग वहां पर आ गए थे और मैं लेट था बिकॉज आई वेंट टू द रॉन्ग वेन्यू. तो मेरा पहला इंट्रोडक्शन ही सबके साथ ऐसे हुआ था, ये कौन है. And then when I interacted with Tamanna, like she was very open and like it was so organic the way we connected. And then we exchanged some notes, we did workshops and
he's lying. He did all the work. He did all the prep work. He's such a well-prepared actor. He's so good at what he does. He improvises so well. I think his character is one character, and I think Arunima will agree with me, is that he used to do some of the most cutest improvisations on set. And of course, like many of them were retained. Of course, the ones Arunima did not like, she would blatantly reject them. But there was some which was so endearing, and I think Suhail has made Rishabh so much more endearing than what was written. And I think we just we got off on like the best note possible to begin with, because we all wanted to just kind of make sure that we are able to showcase a friendship that's from childhood. So there was no one was like, Suhail didn't have the baggage of, say, the intense characters he's played in the past. I didn't have the baggage of, say, having done so many films and commercial mainstream kind of cinema. So I think each one of us left our baggages when we came, and we met each other as people and as actors, and we just approached the part. He worked a little
and
harder.
We really had fun. No, we really had a lot of fun. Like like this is the most fun I've ever had on a film set.
Great.
Like, और अभी जब वो खत्म हो गया तो ऐसा लगता है यार अब season 2 शुरू कराऊं ना. मतलब I want to go back on that set and work with these people and have fun.
Yeah, that's a message to you, Arunima. Ki season 2 shuru karwao.
I'm just waiting for season 2 to be greenlit.
Okay. Well, a message to the producers then and the OTT platform that's hearing us as well and watching. Okay, last quick questions to you guys. One on whether you all have any friends like this who you have seen and who's with relationship you have seen grow up like this in real life. Or Tamannah, starting with.
I mean, I have friends like the girlfriends that I have in the
Mhm.
show. I have
Okay.
friends from school who know me from that age.
Yeah.
And they're still like they're like the closest friends I have. And of
Okay.
course, with them, I'm a version that nobody else knows.
True. So,
I have I have such friendship. Like my best friend and I, we go back like 26 years now.
oh, wow.
So
Okay.
26 years of and like growing up together, like, and we have seen each other's like every phases of each other's lives and relationships and everything. So I do relate to this.
Okay. Arunima?
Absolutely the same. I think friendship is such a universal emotion, and you have to be really unlucky in life if you have not made good friends. So that's
Mhm.
Yeah.
been these long term friends, and growing and evolving and making mistakes and learning from them has been a collective process for me and my friend circle, not just an individual process.
Okay, great. Well, last word then to all of you. खुली छूट आप लोगों को, अगर आपका जी अभी कुछ करने को या कहने को कर रहा है, तो वो क्या कहेंगे या करेंगे इस इंटरव्यू के बाद? तमन्ना.
I'd be like, guys, please watch Jee Karda. It's already live on Prime Video, so please watch it. I also have to watch it, by the way, so I'm
Okay.
also going to go watch the show because I haven't seen it yet.
Okay. Suhail?
मेरा जी करता है जो तमन्ना का जी करता है अभी सब लोग प्लीज जाके Amazon प्राइम वीडियो पे जाके
वही
देखो
कहेंगे.
जी करता
और उसके
बिल्कुल,
बाद
ये तो बहुत जरूरी है.
देखो और इतना प्यार दो कि संभले नहीं संभले मैं
ठीक है.
संभाले नहीं संभले.
Okay. Arunima, you can't repeat the same answer.
अपने दोस्तों को संभाल के रखो और don't be so harsh on yourself with the mistakes and the imperfections and the messes. सब उसी बोट में.
Okay. चलिए.
Perfect.
थैंक यू सो मच. और जैसे मैंने पहले कहा कि सबका जी जरूर ये करता है कि जी करदा देखें Amazon प्राइम पे. पीपल आर ऑलरेडी वाचिंग इट, लविंग इट. लेट्स होप दैट ट्रेंड कंटिन्यूज. थैंक यू ऑल ऑफ यू फॉर जॉइनिंग अस ऑन
Thank
न्यूज़ एक्स
you.
वंस
थैंक
अगेन
Thank
एंड
यू
you,
ऑल द वेरी
Uday.
बेस्ट.
थैंक यू